Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I am your host, Saheem the Dream.
With your boy, J Mac Main.
Yes, sir, J Mac Mizzle. What is going on? It has been a while. We took a small little hiatus, but we're back, baby. We are back in full effect. Anthony Combs says, best wrestling show on Facebook, hands down. Thank you, Anthony.
Appreciate you, Ant.
Thank you, Ant. We definitely appreciate the love. Thank you for hollering at us. So, Jay, what we're going to do, we're going to get into some news and rumors.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sean Schaefer's in the house. Sean Schaefer.
What up, Sean?
Thank you for joining us, Sean. As always, we appreciate you joining us. Yes, sir. So let's get into some news and rumors. So, it's been a week. We haven't we haven't been on here, I think, in about like maybe 2 weeks or like a week and a half or something like that. And a lot has happened, all for the good. And a lot of stuff that we've actually talked about, we've addressed, we've spoken about. And it's so weird because I feel like, right now, I really feel like WWE is really tapping into the pulse of their crowd, and they're really listening right now. They're hearing out the fans, and they're doing what's necessary, in order to not just necessarily appease the fans, but just making great decisions. But before we get into those spicy topics, let's talk some news and rumors. So the first rumor we have is that AJ Styles apparently has COVID-19.
Well, no, he had it. He doesn't have it now.
Okay. Oh, he had it. Okay. So
he had it, yeah.
Okay. So AJ Styles had COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I guess during his hiatus back in in April after Mania, he did come in contact with the virus, and which would kind of, I guess, make reason for his reason for not being on air for a while before he made his return back to Raw what was it, Money in the Bank. So
all right, yeah.
But yeah, he said he didn't have any symptoms. He said the only thing he had was like a headache, but the other symptoms that shortness of breath and all the other symptoms that COVID comes with, he said he didn't have any of those. So
yeah, I heard that COVID affects people differently. Like some people experience shortness of breath. I mean, and then some people don't experience any symptoms. But when they go get tested, they find out that they do have it. Some people experience flu-like symptoms. But yeah, we leave all that technical stuff to the experts. Anthony Cobb says maybe Vince is finally given Triple H creative control of these scripts. Yes, I think he is. I think he's saying, you know what, Triple H, you can have it. You can. He's allowing some creative control to go to Triple H and William Regal and some of the guys backstage to really shape and form the show a lot better. Anthony Cobbs also said, is it true that AJ Styles wants to go to NXT to team with Finn Balor? Wait, Anthony. Wait. Slow down, Anthony. Slow down. We will get to that. Finn Balor's take on why he wants to stay in NXT.
So Finn was asked, if he wanted to go to the main roster, or he prefers to stay in NXT. So he gave his reason on why he preferred to stay in NXT, and I'm gonna read an article. And Sai, you may agree with this, because it's a real valid point.
Okay.
So Finn says, I watch these NXT superstars today and I admire them and have the utmost respect for all of them. But going there with someone, there's obviously a lot of expectations on a match. If it's Finn Balor returning to NXT versus Matt Riddle, and we obviously never met, we're locking up for the first time on a takeover with a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure, a lot of eyes on us. Is that kind of pressure that makes you feel alive? One common criticism of WWE's main roster is the reliance on rematches. Once a feud begin, it's more than likely going to go through 3 pay-per-views. Both men trading wins for the first 2 matches and culminating in a decisive third bout. An advantage that NXT has is only running 1 pay-per-view every 3 to 4 months. There's still a chance for rematches to take place on television, but more often than not, everything builds in the big show, and the winner moves on to someone else.
Interesting. That is an interesting take. It kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I want to see Finn on the main roster. I want to see Finn battling for the WWE Heavyweight Championship. I want to see him regain the Universal title and possibly push WWE to new heights. I understand what Finn is saying, but at this point, Finn is a big fish in a small pond. And I don't want to elaborate anymore because we're going to get to that later on in the show. So let me just hold all my opinions about Finn right now until we get to that part. Yeah, let me just hold it. All right. So Anthony Cobbs, this one's for you, and AJ Styles wanting to form a tag team with Finn. The rumors are correct.
Yes. So there are rumors, and both men basically stated that they would love to, form a team. And AJ stated it doesn't matter if it's on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. He would even go to NXT to form a tag team with Finn Balor. This is something that he wanted to do. So Finn Balor again was asked, his thought on it, and this is what Finn had to say. Obviously, me and AJ have kind of a storied history, Balor says. We've always kind of crossed paths, but never really interacted too much. When I went to Japan, he was in TNA. When I came to the US, he went to Japan. When I came to Raw, he went to SmackDown. So we've kind of missed each other outside of that one match we had, and then that sprung us on. Then that was sprung on us at the last minute. But we got very similar paths and a lot of mutual friends. He's someone I would love not only to tag with, but be in the ring in some capacity, whether it's standing across the ring from him one-on-one or standing side by side. I think we will make a great tag team, whether it's in NXT, Raw, or SmackDown. I would love to be in there with AJ.
Yeah, that'll be dope. Anthony Cobb says the original Bullet Club members, that would be just too sweet. And just imagine if just Luke Gallows and
Carl Anderson
was still there, man.
Right.
That would have been it just would have been so right. And then they would have to have them capture a championship, and just them, having that chemistry there, it would have just been so right. Sean Schaefer says, I think them being on NXT together would be great for all the young talent coming into WWE. It would be dope to definitely see the guys, to see AJ Styles and Finn Balor as a tag team in any show, NXT, SmackDown, Raw, any show. I would love to see those guys pair up as a tag team and definitely hold the tag team titles. It'd just be great. I think, but for me, I would love to see them on the main roster doing that. But I understand Finn Balor's point because the fresh talent is just NXT is just so different. It's just a different feel. Like, I understand what he's saying because you really see that pressure translated in their work. You see it on their paper. You see it in their pay-per-views. I felt like the ladder match that they had for the North American title was one of the best ladder matches I've seen. It was just so many great high spots. The way it started off on a high note, and the momentum never went down. Like it was just kept going and going and going and going and going and going and going. So it was just such a great match. And we don't get that kind of momentum in our matches on the main roster right now, and that's what they're trying to now do to the main roster is bring back that momentum that we used to have.
Right, and like I said, they like Finn said, as far as like takeovers where you build for one big match, and after that match, you go on, because it's rare that, and like we said, it's rare that we see a rematch take place at another takeover. Now at first that's how it was. When he was Bobby Roode at the time. Bobby Roode would face Aleister Black or somebody like that. They would lose the belt at the takeover, and then they have rematch at the following takeover. But since then it's been, you have a match at takeover, and after that you move on to somebody else, like Adam Cole. I think Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano was the last ones who had rematches at takeover, because other than that, let's look at Adam Cole. Like he fought Velveteen Dream, the pay-per-view before that. He fought who did he fight? I don't remember, but it wasn't Velveteen Dream, and before that, it was somebody different. So each, takeover, they're different matches that takes place. So that just, and like you said, it adds the pressure for on to actually perform on NXT, where on the main roster, like you said, they're going to be rematches and stuff like that. So
yeah, Finn is right though. Finn is right. Sean Schaefer says, I think they are I think they are great for mentoring because they are great talents. Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely agree with you, Sean. Anthony Cobb says Johnny Wrestling, I think.
It might have. Let me double check and do some research.
Oh, Johnny Wrestling was the person that Finn. I mean, not Finn. Adam Cole. And that pay-per-view he was talking about. Yeah, and they're great talent. I definitely agree with you, Sean. I think they're great talent. I think they can definitely mentor them. This is my only thing, Sean. My only thing is that I want Finn to have a proper title reign. I want Finn to have a proper main roster title reign, just like AJ Styles was given one. I feel like Finn deserves a proper main roster title reign with a heavyweight title in order to allow that full potential of the demon to be displayed again in great matches against other people, and put him on that main stage. I really think that should be there, and he should have that, so that way they can really show how talented he is. That's my only thing, because I feel like it's kind of too soon for. I mean, I don't think it's too soon, but I just feel like if he would be placed in that mentoring position like permanently, then it would be too soon. But if he's mentoring and still reaching for like that brass ring, I think like that'll be like the thing that they should do. That's true. He kind of got screwed out of his when he beat Seth Rollins. No, absolutely, he definitely got screwed out of that. And they Vince McMahon could have held off. He could have either held off on the Universal title, because he allowed Brock to hold that title, months at a time, only fighting one match per pay-per-view, and then showing up, once or twice a year, something like that, to build for a fight. So he could have at least allowed Finn to come back and regain his title against Brock, which would have put Finn over phenomenally. You know what I mean? Him beating Brock, like him being the what's it called, the man who could do incredible things or something like that. But whatever his moniker is, like if they would have built on that, then it would have been dope. I'm sorry, Anthony Cobbs. He posted a comment. He said, "Do you guys see Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era ever leaving NXT? They accomplished everything. You can wait. You can there what? Wait. I'm sorry. They accomplished everything you can. What is there left for them? Sorry, Anthony. So he's saying that right. Undisputed Era accomplished everything. There. What is left for them? So you know what? Let's get into let's definitely get into so to answer your question, let's get into this whole Finn Balor versus Adam.
Yeah, but I mean, but the answer, Anthony's question real quick. I mean, I've been saying that for a while on the show. Like I feel there's nothing else for them to do on NXT. Like I said, they held all the belts at the same time. unless they disband or probably even add a new member to keep it fresh, it still would kind of be like, okay, Undisputed Era, here we go again. So I do believe that they should go up to the main roster, but I think they're having so much fun and they like, being down there in NXT. So I mean, I think there's nothing else for them to accomplish. So right now they're just placeholders in my opinion right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, so there's the thing about Undisputed Era. So we talked about this before, right? And my thing with Undisputed Era is, yeah, I totally agree with you. I feel like they're placeholders. I feel like, and I totally agree. I totally agree with you, Anthony. Like, and you and Jay, they've done everything they needed to do. They're placeholders, and I think Jay, you said this a while ago, and I totally agree with this statement you made. To paraphrase what you said, I don't know if I'm saying it verbatim, but you said, something like, without Adam Cole having a belt, it's sort of like he's irrelevant.
Yeah,
it's like he's irrelevant, and I totally agree. I think that Adam Cole was a great talent, but him without the title right now, it's just like, all right, that sheen or that gloss that they had on him as the Undisputed Era, a lot of that has faded because they don't have because Adam Cole doesn't have the heavyweight title. None of them have any gold right now, so now they're just a faction that's just sitting there, and it's like, what's Adam Cole gonna do? Get another NXT title reign again? And it's like, you need to move on now. Like, you already had you had a record-breaking title reign. Why do you need to still be there again, regaining the title just to be the face again? So it's almost like you're taking opportunities from other people who deserves it, or people who would need that title in order to push their career further. Anthony Cobb says, yeah, they're definitely the kings of the mountain down there. And they are the
right.
kings. And I think it's time for them. I think it's time for them to move on. So this is my perspective of Adam Cole versus Finn Balor, which leads into that, right? So when it comes to this match between Adam Cole and Finn Balor, I feel like Finn Balor should win the belt. Why do I feel like Finn Balor should win the belt? Because again, this should be used as a stepping stone or something to catapult Finn back into the main roster. Like, give him the title, let Finn hold the title for however long he's going to hold it, or I guess until Karrion Kross recovers from his injury. And if they want to give it back to Karrion Kross so that Karrion Kross can continue on his title reign, so they can continue to build on Karrion, that's cool. But they should give the belt back to Finn so that Finn can again jumpstart his career back into the main roster. And the reason why I say this is because if Finn doesn't get this belt, him coming down to NXT will be for nothing, almost, right? Like, he comes down there to help develop young talent, but if he's not accomplishing anything like winning gold, then it's just like, so you're just there to he's going to fall back and he's going to become like another Dolph Ziggler. You know what I'm saying? He's going to become another Zack Ryder. And that's not what we want for Finn. We want Finn to be someone who is going down there to, kind of transform himself, because he's been transforming himself. He's gone through like a sort of a small image change, but his character has got better. He's developed a lot greater, you know what I'm saying, than what he was before. He's at his best right now. He's on fire. And I think they should put the title on him to help push him back into the main roster so that he can go back up there and accomplish more. And then if he wants to come back to NXT, then he can come back later. But that's my whole perspective of this whole thing with him and Adam Cole.
And to be honest with you, I completely agree with you. Finn hasn't been a champ since he left. So yeah, to come back, and not actually hold any title, it would kind of be pointless. Now I do believe, like, I do feel he should, at some point get the well, not now, but at some point get the North American Championship, so therefore he can also add his name to that the Triple Crown, Mount Rushmore. But yeah, if Adam Cole if they give the belt back to Adam Cole, it'd be like you're moving backwards. Like, you literally had Keith Lee take it from Cole, for Karrion Kross take it from Keith Lee to give it back to Cole, to be like, all right, let's start from the beginning, and right. It just wouldn't make sense. You know, so yeah, I definitely think Finn should get it. In your perspective of, you know, having him having him kickstart his career back to the main roster, it does make sense, because he can say, you know, I went back to NXT, you know, I dominated there, so now, you know, and you know, he can even come up and say, hey, you know, and then honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if, you know, Finn decides to come back with the Undisputed Era, you know, and then, you know, him and Adam Cole, like co-leaders of Undisputed Era, come up to the main roster, you know, and dominate that way, and that would be a unique angle as well. So, you know, we'll just see.
You know, that's a great idea. That would be dope. That'll be dope. That'll be absolutely crazy. That would be bananas. But the way Vince McMahon is feeling right now, Vince, you know, and I gotta give a salute to Vince McMahon. Again, like I said before, it's a love-hate relationship with Vince, because there's times Vince has done he's made some of the best decisions, and not because like, you know, it just comes out of the genius mind of Vince McMahon. It's just that Vince McMahon he tapped into the pulse, and he made the right move for the storyline, and he made the right decisions, and allowed the right person to go over. And Vince is going back to that place right now, versus him taking these odd turns and odd decisions like he was before. But right now it's like, you know, like Vince is allowing these great decisions to happen, and things have gotten a lot 10 times better. Like, I'm seeing a complete 180 from 4 or 5 months ago. Like, just everything is just like getting better and better and better and better. But that'll be dope. That'll definitely be dope. And having Finn, and again, let's even look at his reign real quick. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, not his reign, but look at his run in NXT. He left the main roster, went down to NXT. He's been down there for maybe a year, right? He didn't win any gold, but he just had great matches. He was having great matches, cutting great promos, and just really genuinely building his character, and genuinely working his character up. You know what I'm saying? To this moment of fighting for the gold. Like, he's had opportunities where he's lost, but again, you see the build, you see how he's building himself. So it's a genuine. It's almost like they want you to. It's almost like they're developing him to a point where they want you to fall back in love with this character again. They want you to fall back in love with Finn again, and versus Charlotte, who just went down to NXT, challenged, whatchamacallit, Rhea Ripley, took the belt, didn't need it, took the title, and then just took the title, and then so it's better. Finn winning the title would be much more respect.
Well, in Charlotte's defense, Rhea Ripley kind of challenged Charlotte, because Charlotte won the Royal Rumble and she was undecided on who she. So Rhea Ripley kind of did challenge Charlotte, and Charlotte eventually accepted. So.
Right. And Rhea Ripley challenged Charlotte, right? We already know it was written in the script. It was we're going to have Rhea Ripley challenge Charlotte, and she's gonna get her behind hand to her. All right, but yes, okay. So Rhea Ripley asked for a beating that she couldn't handle, right? All right, so it is what it is, right?
And as far as Vince, Raw. I mean, SmackDown's always been, pretty decent for the last couple months. So, kudos to definitely the writers and, backstage for SmackDown. As far as, Raw's trying to get better. Now, Vince has been doing a good job. The only knock I have on Vince right now is he gave. And shout out to my boy Rashad. He mentioned this, and it's funny, so I got to steal it. But he gave Keith Lee the generic package. Like, he took away his original theme music. He took away his ring gear. So Keith Lee, he's like that brand new character you can create on 2K with generic music. You pick the automatic ring gear, and I'm just like, what the hell? And then he shaved, so he don't have the little sideburn no more. He's a fresh baby face. I'm like, oh my god, what did you do to?
Yo, it's so great you mentioned that because yo, I seen Keith. I'm like, what the heck is he wearing? Like, what is he? Like, what is he wearing in NXT? I was like, yo, he had his shirt off. Now he got like a shirt on, and I'm like, what is he wearing?
Yeah,
I'm
and
like, yo, he need a whole image makeover.
yeah, and he had like shorts on. At first, I thought it was like a skirt. I was like, what the hell? Then I saw it was like his shorts. I'm like, yo, what in the world's going? So yeah, they really doing Keith Lee dirty.
Yeah, Anthony Cobb says, I think we need a change in the women's division. I'm tired of Flair, Becky, and Sasha, even though Sasha is my favorite women's wrestler. No, absolutely. I get it. Like, because let's touch on that real quick. Because the age of the Hogans and the Flairs are now changing. Like years ago, like when you had Bruno Sammartino who held the belt for like 5 years and 6 years and 7 years, and then you had, Pedro Morales who held the belt for like 5 or 6 years, and then you had Bob Backlund who held the belt for like 3, 4 years, and then you had Hogan who held the belt like 2, 3, 4 years. You had Flair who just kept winning the belt all the time, all the time. He didn't put nobody over. Barely put anybody over. He did put him over. It was only for like a month or 2 months or like half a year or whatever, and then he got the belt back. And and then you had then you got like then it was like then you had like Austin, but then it was like when Austin title reign came, you started to see like there was a flip flop with the title because Austin couldn't hold the belt for a long period of time because he had issues with his neck, so they had to keep taking the belt off him, and they had to keep swapping people. And then when John Cena came in, John Cena came as like this next Hogan. It was like, I felt like I feel like John Cena really killed the game. That's like it was John Cena's toxic reign of just PGism that freaking stopped the whole flow of how things were going. And now it's like we don't like a lot of us fans don't want these long reigning. We want kings of the mountains, but they really have to be like a Hogan. We got like somebody who really ushered in the era. Like the last person that really ushered in a real strong era was like CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? I would say Daniel Bryan, but it was more so CM Punk that initiated that whole thing. But he just dropped the ball by just leaving and never coming back. You know what I mean? Anthony Cobb says, I think it's time for Peyton Royce to get into the picture or Liv Morgan. Got it. I got you. Right. We need to change. He held. Anthony Cobb said Bruno held the belt for 8 years, which was crazy. Absolutely. And I think the time when Bruno Sammartino held the belt, it was it was like the beginning of the wrestling era. So it was like the building of the wrestling era. So at that time, you heard wrestling on a radio, black and white TV, and he was the champion. So nobody wanted to see him lose. So he just held the belt for so long. And then not only that, but Bruno Sammartino was stingy. Like Bruno Sammartino was the original man with the golden shovel. Like he would not allow certain wrestlers to go over because he said if they can't beat me legitimately in a fight, like in a wrestling match, then I will not put them over. Because he was a legitimate like wrestler or whatever. And he wouldn't put him over because of that. So he would bury a lot of wrestlers. Anthony Cobb says, don't forget Hogan's 4-year run as well. Absolutely. Hogan's 4-year run. So, but there's certain people. I mean, the thing about Hogan is Hogan at least passed the torch. I can name like 2 or 3 occasions. I can name 3 occasions when Hogan passed the torch. At his height, when he was hot, when Hogan was on fire, Hogan passed the torch. He passed it to Ultimate Warrior, who dropped it. He passed it to Goldberg in WCW. He passed it to The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like Hogan passed the torch like 3 times, yo. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and then not only that, he even put Undertaker over when he was hot. And Undertaker was only there for like a month, I think, and he let Undertaker beat him for the belt, even though the Undertaker held it for like I think a month or a week or whatever. But he at least put somebody over. You know what I'm saying? Even at the height of his success, he allowed Macho Man. Macho Man held the belt for a year. You know what I'm saying? He vouched for Vince McMahon to allow Macho Man to hold the belt for a year. You know what I'm saying? So there's people that Hogan put over. You know what I'm saying? Like I can name people that Hogan legitimately put over. People try to say Hogan buried people, but there's a lot of people Hogan put over. But those people, I agree, were well deserving.
So Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay. My bad.
So speaking of long title reigns, so these two that I'm about to mention are pretty decent because I had no problem with it because it's like, all right, cool. They were cool. They were entertaining. But the two most recent long title reigns was your boy Pete Dunne, who had the Europe, no, not the European. What is this? The
United Kingdom UK title
championship. Great, the United Kingdom Championship for 685 days.
Wow.
And Walter,
2 years.
Yeah, and and it was entertaining. He came out, he put the mouth guard in, he put the belt in his mouth, very entertaining. So it's like we got used to seeing him with the belt. And Walter took it from him on February 2nd of 2019, and is currently still the United Kingdom champion. So
Anthony Cobb says, can you imagine if Cena held the belt for 8 years? I think he would be the most hated man in wrestling ever.
Yeah.
To me, he's still the most hated man in wrestling. I still hate him. I can't stand Cena. Cena still owes us one. Anthony Cobb said Sid Justice too. Right. Hogan wanted to put over Sid Justice. When Hogan was about to have that whole feud with Flair, and Vince said no on the feud. So then Hogan was like, all right, so what about Sid Justice? Let's go with Sid. And then I remember the whole conversation with Diesel, because Diesel talked about it. And Diesel was like, Kevin Nash, he was like, yeah, man. He was like, Vince McMahon wants to put you as the next Hogan. He wants to. And Sid Justice was like, nah, I don't think I want to do that. And I just want to be a jobber. Just give me, high marquee matches. I don't want to have. And then Kevin Nash was like, what are you doing, man? He's giving you the keys to the kingdom. Are you crazy? And Sid didn't want it. Sid didn't want that push. But Sid eventually took the push. But, we know how that turned out. I think he put Sid Justice over. And don't forget Sting in 97. Right, exactly. Sting too. Right. Hogan put over a lot of people. And people talked about Hogan lying on people. And I'm like, yo, listen, if you go back and you watch all the people he put over, but the thing about Hogan wasn't going to put over somebody who was not worthy. And that's the thing. I'm sorry. Anthony Cobb says, how many of those days did Pete Dunne actually defend that belt? Right. Right. How many days did he actually, just like Dean Ambrose when he was the United States champion?
All right, so I'm going through it right now. So, but by the time you finish your thought, Anthony, I'm gonna have an answer for you.
All right. So, but real quick, that's the thing about Hogan, right? And Hogan's defense. The thing about Hogan was Hogan wanted somebody that was worthy. That's why he allowed Ultimate Warrior to win. You know what I'm saying? Because Ultimate Warrior had he was popular with the fans. Hogan seen it. He was like, all right, this guy, he said, if I'm stepping down, this guy can take my place because this guy has, he has the image. He's a big guy. Because again, people forget that Hogan's character was like the first real Goldberg. He was he was called Hulk Hogan. He was a Hulk. He wasn't made to lose. He was built on power and strength. That's why he hulks up and beats you up, because that's who he was. He was a Hulk. So his character wasn't made to lose. So the Ultimate Warrior was supposed to be the Ultimate Warrior, this hulking guy like a Goldberg, like a Brock Lesnar. And it made sense why Hogan allowed Ultimate Warrior to win, because he was like, yeah, because this guy is a sort of kind of like who I am. He's similar to my character. But Hogan only wanted to put over people who he felt were worthy to carry on that legacy. And in actuality, no one really measured up to Hogan. The only person that was close to measuring up to Hogan in all reality was maybe Austin. But even in comparison to Hogan's era to Austin, Hogan will still, to me, in my opinion, will always be the greatest champion because of merchandise, popularity. It just all together, it's just no one really in my opinion, matched up. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Cobb says, how many guys did Flair put over and they consider him the best? I think Flair only put over Steamboat, Sting, and Luger. Exactly. When you go through Flair's resume, or Flair was the most stingiest. If anybody buried anybody, Sting buried some. I mean, I'm sorry, Flair buried so many people, so many. Like Magnum TA, even his feud with Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes mentored Flair, and Dusty Rhodes was primed to get an NWA championship reign. When he finally gets the belt, he gets the belt, but then lose it over some shenanigans, like some really crazy stupidity. Gets the belt taken from him. He fights Flair. Flair cheats in the match to keep the belt, and then he never gets an opportunity. Like, he kept fighting him for the belt, but never really got another title reign with the NWA title because Flair was so selfish with the belt. Flair was the most selfish champion and buried the most people. And people were like, oh, Hogan. I'm like, nah. Hogan put over so many people, but the people he put over, they were credible people that were at least he thought were worthy. And these guys had the chops, but they never were able to amount up to what Hogan did. Wow. Look how many guys HBK put over, how many careers he made at WrestleMania. How many careers did HBK make? I mean, like, who did HBK really put over? Like, he put over Cena, he put over Angle, but at this time they were already made men. Like, Cena already held the championship, Angle already held his championships. Who else did he put up? But these guys are already made men. These guys are made men. Like Hogan. I'm sorry, my bad, Jay. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of like. But Hogan legitimately put over Warrior. That was when Warrior beat Hogan. That was Warrior's first title reign. When Hogan put over Goldberg, that was Goldberg's first title reign. When Hogan put over Undertaker, that was Undertaker's first title reign. Nobody. That's why I say, like, when people say what they say, I'm like, that's a lie. He put over so many people. So many people. He just won't put over. He won't put over Bret Hart, though. What do you want from me, Bret?
And I was about to say, Bret put over a lot of people too, but yeah, Hogan definitely was the ones that didn't, put over Bret. But Anthony, to answer your question, within the 685 days that Pete Dunne had the championship, he defended that belt a whopping 12 times.
Oh my God! So you know what that means? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
Let's take into account that there was no NXT UK at the time. Right. So he wasn't on show. Like, he started appearing on NXT for a while. And he was literally the champion staying home. So, so in his defense, for a while they didn't have anything for him to do because they didn't have no show for him. So he was like the United Kingdom champion that was just chilling, like, not doing anything. So, yeah. And
he was, and Pete Dunne was like the draw because they were still building the brand, and he was like the real draw because they felt like he should have been the first champion, not the other guy.
Oh, Tyler Bate.
Yeah, Tyler Bate. A lot of Pete fans wanted Pete Dunne to win, not Tyler Bate, and then that's why it wound up going over to Pete Dunne because Pete Dunne was the draw.
Right.
I'm sorry. Anthony Cobb says Kurt Angle, HBK put over Kurt Angle. I mean, he did in a match because they had a great match together. But at that time, Kurt Angle was already accomplished. He was already a headliner. He was already a main eventer. Like, he already had beat The Rock for a World Heavyweight Championship. He already had an Intercontinental European Championship, Hardcore Championship. I think he already had like two. He already had like his world title. I think he already had his feud with like Brock Lesnar and everything. Like, this was like, well into Kurt Angle's like, reign, incline. Anthony Cobb, he said, was that Warrior's only title reign? Yeah, that was Warrior's one and only world heavyweight title reign. One and only. Warrior only had one world title reign, and they celebrate Warrior like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And when you go back and you look at his matches were, clunky. All he did was go, shake the ropes, and all juiced up. I'm the Warrior. He did all this other, extra stuff.
I was a huge Warrior fan, so it was very entertaining for me at that.
You and my brother. You and my brother was a Warrior fan. Listen, when that WrestleMania came around, and me and my brother was watching that WrestleMania when he fought Ultimate Warrior, my brother was like, "Who you got?" I said Hogan. My brother said, "I got Warrior," and Warrior won. He's like, "Yeah, I told you." I said he won the war, but Hogan won the battle. Like career wise, he won. Hogan won like completely. He won. Like, all right, so he won that match, but Hogan won that life. He just won everything.
And look at you breaking down wrestling at the young age of that you were at the time. Look at that.
Right. I broke it down, baby. I just seen it. I just seen it. I was like, Hogan is the man forever. Laugh out loud 12 times. He said at least he did better than Dean Ambrose. How many times did Dean Ambrose defend that United States Championship? How?
Let's see. I'm sure I can try to find out.
Wow. Anthony Cobb says, do you think if it was for the feud that Triple H had with The Rock back in '98, do you think he would be where he is today?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Triple H. Okay. So Anthony, I don't know if you've seen. I don't know how old you are, but yeah, man. Like See, there's the thing about Triple H, man. Like when Triple H took over DX, like they were on fire. Like they were the anti-corporation. So a lot of the fans was looking to DX to like, because the corporation was so big at the time, and they were just like, screwing everything up, and it was just like, oh my God, get these guys out of here. DX was the anti-corporation. So a lot of us fans looked to DX to be where they were, and for Triple H to be that hero and get the title, to step in and win that title. If it wasn't Austin, then we wanted Triple H to win that title. But then when Triple H, did that whole character change and turned into the game, it was over. And then like the storylines that started to, like come and play, it was over. But at the time, Triple H is already on fire. Before that feud with The Rock, he was already on fire as the head of his DX. He said at least Ultimate Warrior didn't have his wife getting a train ran on her. What? What?
Wait, what?
Wife? Oh, she a freak? Was she a freak like that? Oh, she a freak? Let me find out she a freak. Ethan Wick. Ethan, thank you for joining us, Ethan. He said at least when you talking about Ethan, let me know who Hogan. He said Hogan's wife.
So
was she a freak?
Dean Ambrose had 14 title defenses. And
so he had two more than two more. Yeah, two more. Anthony Cobb
now was part of the Shield. He was, on the main roster fighting every week on Raw and SmackDown. So 14 in 351 days, that's still unacceptable.
Oh wow. All right. Anthony said he's been watching wrestling since he was 3. Okay, all right. So he's seen it all. All right, so he's seen it all. Ethan Wick says Hogan's wife was hot potato. Oh man, yo, she alright though. You know what I'm saying? Ethan, you come on, Ethan. Come on, Ethan. Come on, Ethan. You act like you wouldn't be hot. Buttering her biscuits real quick. All right. She alright though. She was alright though. You know what I'm saying? For an older woman, she alright. You know what I mean? Anthony Cobb. Yeah, there's been rumors of Hogan's wife, according to Macho Man. Man. Oh man. Wow. So if she was doing that, then you could imagine what Hogan was doing. Ethan Wick. Nope. Now maybe the daughter. Hogan was alright though. Hogan wife is alright. What happened?
I said Brooke is okay. I don't remember Hogan wife look. Let me see if I can try to find a picture.
Let me see if I can pull up a picture. You know what I'm saying? Ethan, you got to search a picture. Let me pull this picture up real quick. Hold on a second, man. Let me pull it, bro. Let me pull this picture up real quick. Hogan's wife. Pull this up real quick. Because I've seen pictures of her before. I'm like, oh, like she alright. You know what I'm saying? She a little something. She a little. She alright. Let me see something.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with Ethan.
Oh, these are new pictures?
No, it's got new pictures, but as Simon Cowell would say, that's a no for me.
It's a no?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So you mean if she told you to come inside the house and fix her cable real quick, you ain't taking that invitation?
I will tell her I'm not qualified, nor do I have the
experience to plug in your cords. All right. All right. Let me see. She all right. She all right. Come on, y'all bugging. So you're saying y'all would not take that down if you had the chance?
But
If
you
you
know
was,
me, I'm very picky. So.
You're right, you too picky, Jay. You need to stop getting too picky, man. Wait, hold on a second. Nah, I'm gonna pull this picture up, man. I'm gonna pull this picture up, man, real quick, man. Because I know they got a picture of her. I'm trying to get a good picture of her. Let me see. I'm trying to find a decent one for her. Because I know back in the day, you could tell like when she was younger, she was pretty. She was real pretty. But all right, let me see some. All right, let me use this picture real quick. Use this picture right here. All right, no, I don't think. No, let me not use that one. All right, let me use this one right here. Download this image real quick. All right, put the joint up. You want to tell me you want to give Linda McMahon? I mean, sorry, Linda Hogan.
Oh, I'm about to say Linda McMahon.
When if Linda McMahon offered you 10 mil to take it down?
I'm sorry, Linda. I mean, I can use the bread, but.
Linda McMahon, she come in with that cane. Linda McMahon coming with that cane. She like, Jay.
Yo, that Trey
Like,
song.
Don't hurt my head.
When I tell you I was turning into Trey song so fast, I don't want to leave, but I got to go right now.
Oh shoot! I'm telling you. Let me see. All right, let me see. We got some comments. Anthony Cobb says Savage said Hogan would basically offer her services. Wow. Yeah, but hold on a second. I don't know about Savage because Savage is a little, he's a little nutty, man. I like Savage, but Savage sometimes some of the things I think he said was just out of spite. Too skinny for me. Esco. Thank you for joining us, Esco. He said too skinny for you. Linda Hogan is too skinny for you.
Yeah, Esco. Yeah,
I think she got a little meat on her bones. He said it would go down Jay's cabin.
You're wilding. Like there's no way it would go down me leaving. not me doing anything with her. I promise you.
Oh man. All right, hold on a second. Let me see. All right, I got the picture. Hold on a second. Let me remove this real quick. I'm about to put the joint out right now. Let me see some. All right. I got this picture right now. You want to tell me if you had the chance, you're a single man, and you out there, you doing your thing, and this old lady come and holler at you, you won't be like, no. Hold on a second. Let me pull this joint up real quick, because y'all playing games, bro. Y'all playing games, acting like Linda Hogan ain't hot stuff. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let's see some. All right, let me see some. Get that Linda Hogan. Whatchamacall real quick. Let me see this. Where's this stupid thing at? All right. Okay, there we go. I got it. Here we go. Boom. 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 So y'all saying that y'all went to, if this lady hollered at y'all saying y'all would not take it down.
Not at all.
She got bread, she a MILF, you single, and she come and holler at you. You trying to tell me you would not? Come on, yo. Come on, y'all playing. Come on, Ethan. Come on, man. Man, wait, what did he say? What Ethan said? He said, "Man, it took you 5 minutes to find a decent picture." It did. It took me. Yeah, I did. It did because some of those pictures was not all that. But I'm just saying, man. I'm saying, man. Look, she got the makeup on. She got the little tan. She,
But
of course, you say.
But I said it's funny that you took 5 minutes to find a picture and it's still not a decent picture. So it's still gonna be a no for me.
She's an older woman. You know, she ain't gonna have all her youthful beauty with her.
You still wouldn't convince me.
Anthony says I'm doing it. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, B. Anthony says it was mom.
Yeah, and you definitely for the team because I would not.
Wait, hold on a second. Anthony said, I'm doing it with the lights on. Oh man, you got the lights on? Oh man, she go put it on you. She gonna put it on you. She probably a freak. She probably wants you cutting wrestling promos while you have sex. Well, let me tell you something, Linda. You're gonna take it like this, and you're gonna take it like. I'm gonna show you.
I waited too long for this. You've been playing around all this time. So let me explain to you what's gonna happen tonight. Tonight, when I get off work, I'm gonna come in. You're gonna go straight to the room. You're gonna take a shower because I don't play that shit.
Let me tell you something, Linda. Let me tell you. Pull down your panties, Linda. All right, let me just stop that.
So them to want it. So you better make it happen. That's it.
We're gonna snort this cocaine and we're gonna get crazy, Linda. Let me stop. Let me stop there. All right, let's move on, man. Leave us for a minute. All right. So let's talk about this. What you call it? Ethan Wick. He's like, I'm done. So let's talk about this Roman Reigns heel turn. The heel turn that the fans always
turn of doom.
You said what?
The heel turn of doom.
The heel turn. Why you call it the heel turn of doom?
I don't know. It's great, but because we talk about the finger poke of doom, that's what made me think about it and just roll together.
All right. So the heel. Listen. This is my thing. Like, let's talk about the Cena, the John Cena. Again, this is why. Like, all right. So I said this before. I never really expressed so much of my fandom in Roman Reigns, but I've always been a Roman Reigns fan. Jay Noah always been a Roman Reigns fan since the Shield. I always said that Roman was I always had faith in Roman and felt like Roman was the guy. Why? Because I feel like Roman is willing to go to lengths as being put as the top person that Cena won't go to. Cena's going to stick to his guns. He's going to stay forward. He's going to be like, Cena's going to dictate the way. Roman Reigns at the same time, he's going to dictate the way, but Roman is going to at the same time tap into the pulse of the fans and be like, yo, you know what? I ain't feeling this either. This ain't working right. Let's try this. Let's try that. Let's try this. I am so happy because this is the greatest thing that could have happened for Roman. And it's working. It's great. I'm quite sure you guys is definitely feeling that promo that Paul Heyman cut, and it worked so well. It worked well. He came out, he cut it, and Roman looked strong. He didn't look goofy. He wasn't cracking no goofy smiles. You know what I'm saying? He said his few words and he walked away. But Paul Heyman said all that needed to be said. And not only that, what makes it stick so well is that he sides with a person that was against him the whole time, from before. You know what I'm saying? So, I think the heel turn would have been, a lot higher, a lot better had he turned heel on Brock Lesnar at a WrestleMania, right? Beats Brock Lesnar for the belt because Paul Heyman helps him, and then Paul Heyman becomes his new advocate, and then Roman Reigns turns heel. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, again, I don't take anything away from what's happening right now. I think Roman Reigns being a heel at this point in time is what's needed because, again, the fans, I know a lot of you guys are not really feeling them. A lot of you guys are like, some of you guys are probably like, let's get rid of it. Like, I'm tired of this guy. I don't care if he's a heel, but you can't tell me the energy is not there. Like, you can't tell me it's not watchable. Like, this is not interesting. Like, this is dope. This is like great. This is what's needed. And then a lot of us didn't kind of feel like he would even take that turn.
Right. And then on top of that, it just made sense, and the fact that they used like the real life matter into the storyline where Roman decided not to compete due to COVID, and he went away, and a lot of fans were kind of bashing him and saying like, oh, that's messed up, you're selfish, blah blah blah. So it's great that they actually put that into the storyline, and it just made more sense for his heel turn. So I think that was a good, a great move for them to incorporate that. And like you said, Rome, he didn't look, like, oh, it's like it's forced. Like, he looks like a natural heel. Now the interaction with him and Jay, which I guess we'll get into, is it's kind of like, hey, trust me, I got this. But even down to the match they had at Payback, where he literally waited to the last minute to sign a contract, come do a couple moves, and win the belt. That's genius.
Yeah, that was great. I was like, he's full heel. Like, he's coming at the end of the match. He's like, I ain't even gonna fight y'all. I'm gonna come,
right.
I'm better some chairs, and then end it off. Anthony Cobb says, I'm loving it. I knew he was going to come back heel. It was only right. I would like to see his cousin turn heel to create some Samoan dynasty type thing. Yes, like, that's what we definitely want to talk about.
They're definitely talking about it. There's rumors, a lot of rumors about it.
Ethan Wick says somebody has to be the face of the company. Somebody has to be. Nobody has to be the face of the company, Ethan. Nobody has to be the face. It's all about product, baby. It's all about product. But yeah, like that's what I want. Like, not like their family. They're those guys are close. They close as brothers. They cousins, but they close like brothers. I don't feel like this whole, and let's even talk. Let's go into it. I don't feel like this whole Jay versus Roman thing should even be like a beatdown. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they should, probably do like the finger poke of doom, right? And then just have them like have Jay come in the ring, and then Roman just poke him. He drops down, he pins him 1, 2, 3, and then he stands up. Then they just cut like a dope promo, and then Jimmy just comes out, and then they just form a dynasty, and that's it. And then like have maybe Naya's on Raw. She's on Raw. But Naomi,
Tamina.
I guess.
I guess
you can have Naomi.
Only one you got is Naomi and Tamina on SmackDown.
Oh, Tamina, that's my girl. Time to play the game, Tamina. Even add Tamina and Nia Jax. You want to play the game? Time to play the game. I gotta watch that clip again. That thing was so hilarious. Oh my god, the way she looked. It's like, time to play the game. Time to play the game. Oh, that was hilarious. All right, Anthony Cobb says even add Tamina and Nia Jax as well. Yeah, I'm thinking Nia. Like, I think Nia would be I would add Tamina too, to give Tamina that boost that she needs, because Tamina hasn't held any gold and hasn't really been handled as the dominant force that she could be. But yeah, right. Yes. And it would be so dope if, again, like, Jay and Jimmy join, and then freaking Samoa Joe just adds on to it. Oh my god. Oh man, I'm saying, it's they don't it's like that will be like, again, like you got like great groups like the Bullet Club, you got NWO, you got the Undisputed Era, you know what I'm saying? Like that, and that will be there. That will be like up there, like, oh shoot, like Roman Reigns, the Usos, Nia Jax, and freaking Samoa Joe.
But they're still not better than the Hurt Business. I'm joking.
Oh my god, the Hurt Business. Oh god. I like the Hurt Business, but who is it? He's an SWO. Samoa World Order. Yeah. I guess they can do that.
And they can come out with to the Usos old theme. Remember the big paint and they did the little war cry?
Right. I'm trying to remember. Oh, come on, oh shoot! And then they do the whole thing. Nah, man, they do the whole Samoan chant. Nah, man. I thought it was cool though. I like the taunt. I thought the taunt was cool. It was cool.
I did like it.
Yeah, but that'll be crazy. That'll be great. Or like just and that'll be like then it'll it will just take the Samoan dynasty to that level that you know what I'm saying that their parents couldn't take it to. You know what I mean? Like it'll just be like that next step up. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that'll be crazy. And then to have it just be dope. Man, oh man, a man can only dream. They can do it though. They can do it. I don't know what Samoa Joe's condition, but Samoa Joe, I don't know what Samoa Joe's condition is. I don't know if he's able to wrestle now.
I don't know, but I hope that they're building for him and Seth, you know, to have some kind of feud.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, speaking of like Samoa Joe, let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about Wade Barrett real quick.
Oh, okay.
So I almost slipped my mind. Wade Barrett is back. Wade Barrett is back. The wavy one. Wade Barrett is back. I was so excited to see him in NXT. I was like, yo, Wade has one foot in the door. Like, if it's any, like, the two people I wanted to come back the most is CM Punk and Wade Barrett. And Wade Barrett at least has his foot in the door. Anthony Cobb says, what is his condition? I never knew his situation. So I think Samoa Joe, he suffered an injury. I forgot. I don't know if it was a shoulder or a knee injury. But instead of him actually just being out of action for so long, what they did was they had him go on commentary, and he decided to take up the commentary position. So they've been talking about that him being on commentary might be an unofficial retirement. It may or may not be in a retirement, but he suffered an injury, and we don't know how bad the injury is, or we don't know how well he's recovering. But you know that's the situation. So it's kind of like up in the air. They never really spoke too much about it. I haven't heard too much information on like how his condition is or whether he's coming back. I know it's kind of iffy. They talked about him possibly coming back in the ring, but we don't know. We don't know right now. Wade Barrett is back. Like a lot has really happened like in the last week, man. Like the last 2 weeks, like just so much, so quick. Like just happened just like that. And they talked about Wade Barrett, you know, coming back to do the whole Nexus thing. I think we talked about that and how he said it didn't make sense for him to come back just for like a small pay-per-view to kind of like have a little match and then kind of lose with the Nexus and then kind of move on. And he was like, it makes no sense. So Wade Barrett says, you know, he likes, from what I heard in news, that Wade Barrett said he likes the whole commentary thing and he likes the way it's going. But he also said, he said, I will step back in the ring. He said, but it has to make sense. Meaning that if you're going to put Wade Barrett in a heavyweight title position and you're going to make him a major player, make him a major player, because that's what they had for him and that's what they were trying to build on. And I think he kind of got lost in the shuffle. I felt like when they did the whole League of Nations, he should have had the heavyweight title. He should have feuded with Roman. And Rusev should have had the United States title. And Alberto Del Rio and Sheamus should have just been, you know, the lackeys on the side. But Sheamus, they love Sheamus for some reason. Sheamus is in my opinion, at best, a B+ player. I said it. Sheamus is a B+ player. You can't convince me otherwise because you can't find any classic matches with freaking Sheamus or anything that amounts up to anything great, in my opinion. I mean, some people may find his work great, but I think he's at best B plus. Do you think Wade Barrett is the leader of this new crew that's causing chaos all over the WWE? You know what? Retribution. You know what? That'll be awesome. That'll be dope. And I think there was like rumors that people were talking about whether it's going to be Wade, whether Wade was part of it. Some people said CM Punk. I'm like, stop it. Y'all need to stop. Y'all are reaching when it comes to CM Punk having anything to do with WWE besides giving his opinion. CM Punk is done with wrestling. He has too much of a grudge against Vince. CM Punk is not coming back at all. He's done. CM Punk is done. He's not coming back. But I think Wade may have something to do with it, and it would be dope if Wade did.
I heard some other rumors as well. Obviously, you know, we mentioned Punk, which we know that's not true. I've heard, you know, Tommaso Ciampa. I've heard Sami Zayn. You know, but Sami Zayn came back, so I kind of shut that down. I kind of also heard Roman Reigns, and here's the so here is so here's a theory behind Roman Reigns being a leader. And I was watching a video, and it made sense if you really think about it. Retribution has not attacked since anything that Roman's involved in. They didn't attack at SummerSlam, where Roman came back. Okay. They didn't attack at Payback, which we all thought they were, where Roman had his match. Since Roman came back to SmackDown, they have not been on SmackDown. Now, I think they confirmed that they're going to be exclusively to Raw now. But I mean, think about it. They haven't attacked nothing that Roman touched. So, I mean, that would be a great way of, you know, Roman saying. But then again, I don't want to see Roman in that kind of heel. I mean, that kind of capacity is with the faction. Like the heel he's doing now, let him do that. So, I mean, so that's a rumor that I heard of Roman Reigns being one of the leaders. But I don't think that.
Ethan Wick said it really needs to be a big name. If not, it's a waste of time. Absolutely. Somebody that.
Well, I mean, I know for a fact Dominic Dijakovic is there. So I actually, you know, kind of broke down and saw. And I also saw Mia Yim, believe it or not, like the segment where they were walking and Angel Garza had, you know, the other girl with him, and you know they came through the door and she kind of left. Like, you know, the girl who stepped into the forefront, if you guys should look back at it, that was Mia Yim. You know, you can't certain people you just know, like, yeah, that's so yeah, Mia. I did definitely see Mia Yim, so she could be definitely a confirmed name as well.
Anthony Cobb says, what if it is CM Punk and all that was an act leading up to this group?
I would love it.
Anthony, I would love that, but it's not happening. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not. If he does, I'll give you $10. I'll cash app you $10 if CM Punk is a leader. Anthony, hold me to this. If CM Punk is the leader of Retribution, I will cash app you $10. Word to my mother. That's because Ethan Wick says that's because it would take away from a focus, take away the focus on him. No, absolutely. Like if they had the faction that would come, it would definitely take away the focus of his heel turn. I think Roman Reigns, because the whole point of him teaming with Paul Heyman is to again give him that strong mystique, because they already built a strong mystique with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. So Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman has a good track record. Even, you know, aligning himself with superstars, even down to Curtis Axel. When he aligned himself with Curtis Axel won the Intercontinental title. So whenever you align yourself with Paul Heyman, you're guaranteed for success. That's the whole point.
Well, outside Cesaro was the only one who
outside Cesaro, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, and Cesaro was definitely a great pick to align with Paul Heyman, but you know, Vince McMahon.
I
think back. If CM Punk comes back as the head of Retribution, I will cash app you $10. Word to my mother, I promise.
But I think the problem with Cesaro being with Heyman was the fact that Paul Heyman just constantly kept bringing up Brock. Like, Brock's not there. You need to focus on Cesaro. But every time, he came out with him and he kind of cut a promo for Cesaro, he somehow mentioned, I'm the advocate for the guy who put the 21-1 and Undertaker. Like, why are you talking about Brock? You know what I'm saying? And Cesaro's right here. He has a big match, so I think that's why that didn't work.
No, absolutely. It definitely shifted the focus off of Cesaro when the main focus should have been on building him up. That was the whole point. Like, right. It is just like it was just like, well, what about Cesaro? Like, what about Cesaro? I'm sorry. Anthony Cobb says, I think one of the big guys in the group is Big Cass. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think anybody's that tall though.
Yeah, nobody's that tall. Dominic Dijakovic is definitely one of them, but I don't think they big. Now that would be cool if Enzo and Cass were at some capacity aligned with the Retribution. That would be cool.
Listen, if Retribution has Wade Barrett, Cass, and Enzo, Tommaso Ciampa, Dijakovic is Keith Lee's friend, right? That's the other guy, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mia Yim, and that's a believable group. That's believable. That's totally believable. Like that's a group that's going to cause havoc. They're going to tear something up, and they should be geared for success. The other thing is I'm sorry. Anthony Cobb says, I feel bad for Cesaro. He is so talented. I think he should win next year's Royal Rumble. It's time for him to have his Mania moment. Absolutely. I hope he does, man. Like Daniel and Kofi. Here's the thing. Right. I think damn man, I just lost the thought. I had a great thought. But yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. I think but Enzo, I think that whole group coming together in that capacity where you have Wade and if they all came together, that's a believable group. Oh yeah. So this is the other thought. So from what I heard, the rumors that's going around is that Roman Reigns is slated to hold that Universal title for a very long time.
Okay.
That's the rumor. The rumor is that they're gonna keep the belt on him for a while. That's the rumor, and that's one of the reasons why they have Heyman. So now we understand the reason why Paul Heyman was taken out of that position. While Paul Heyman was taken out of that position, and why they switched him with the other guy, Bruce Pritchard, so that Paul Heyman could work with Roman. It had nothing to do with so much of creative. It had everything to do with them working on Roman, like put him in that position. He says exactly. Yeah, it'll be a strong group. Ethan Wick says Cesaro is a wrestling god and can work with anybody. Absolutely, like Cesaro, and that's the thing about him being a strong man. Him and AJ, man, those guys could work with anybody and make it look good. I think that they work with anybody and make it look good.
I think the problem. So with Roman being heel and being champ, I guess that's not a good look for Randy, because we know how Vince feels about heel champions. So he's not gonna have SmackDown have a heel champion and Raw have a heel champion at the same time. Like,
oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, I hope Randy does win it at Clash of Champs, but
well, it happened before. Remember, like I think in 2000.
It happened before. It did, and then Vince was kind of upset about it. That's why he started making changes. Like, oh, now we got to have some kind of baby face as champ. But then again, right. I hope it happens. I really
do. Who was the champ? Who was the baby face he kept giving the belt to?
Jonathan.
There you go. He's like, oh, we need change. We'll give the belt to Cena. Like, that's not change. It's the same guy. Like, foolishness, man. Sasha Banks versus Bayley. It has happened. Prophecy is being fulfilled on so many levels. We got Roman Reigns turning heel, who has turned heel. We have Roman Reigns, who's turned heel. We have Wade Barrett, who has returned. Oh, man. This is so great. We have Sasha Banks versus Bayley. And the funny thing about it is, They did not wait too long to make this happen. They was like, let's make it happen now. Let's take the belt off from now. Let's take the belt. Let's give. And it's cool because they did it. They did, you know what, Jay? They did it. It's so funny because they did it exactly like how we talked about it. Exactly. Right. Let Sasha get the belt. As they have all 4 titles, right? Mm-hmm. Let whatchamacallit lose the belt. Oh, I spelled Sasha wrong. I spelled Sasha wrong. All right. Whatever. You know what I mean. All right. I spelled Sasha wrong. I did. They did everything correct, right? I mean, everything like how we said it. They said, all right, we was like, let them get all 4 belts. Let one of them lose the titles. Then they lose it. Then when they lose the tag team titles, and then they fight for that one belt. And then of course, Sasha goes over. That'll be the end of not the end of the feud, but it'll be something that they can stretch out of them going back and forth with that title. That'll be dope. It's right. Crazy.
Yeah. My only thing with that is, and it's funny because like looking back on it I had kind of knew it, and we knew what was happening like once it started, unfolding. But when Bayley made the comment, which is so hilarious, when Bayley made the comment was saying, you know what, it's my fault you lost the belt, because we know you can't defend the Raw Women's Championship, so I should have never put you in that situation. So it's my fault. Like she's taking the blame but throwing a shot at the same time. And like we was talking about before the show, this is exactly what happened or what was supposed to happen 2 years ago when Bayley attacked Sasha before. The same exact way, she wasn't as vicious as she did now with stomping her head, on the chair, but she attacked her the same way, and they were supposed to go into a feud at that point. But that's when they introduced the women's tag titles, and it was like, no, we want Sasha and Bayley kind of win this day. That's when they went through therapy and talked to the the actually whatever he was, and they kind of became friends and decided to do it. But yeah, it's about time now. Now the question is, how long is Sasha gonna play hurt? Is my first question, and 2, when are they gonna actually have this match? Because what are we in August? So we have Clash of Champions, we have Survivor Series. What else? I think we have one more. And then we have one in October. November is Survivor Series. December is TLC. And then Rumble. So I don't think they're gonna hold off until Mania. I would love to, but I don't think they're gonna hold off that long. So we'll just see when they do. Actually see them battle. Maybe Survivor Series. I can see that. No, Survivor Series is more so. Brand versus brand. So we'll see.
Yeah. Real quick, Anthony Cobb says, do you guys see the way New Day splitting with Big E doing singles and Xavier Woods still on the shelf and Kofi not being on TV lately? All right, hold on. We'll get to that real quick, Anthony. 1 minute. You think they're going to hold out for the injury? What happened? You think they're going to hold out for the injury?
I don't know. I don't know how long they're gonna have her out because she basically jumped on the chair with the chair around her neck. So typically with the knee injury, and then I guess they're gonna sell a neck injury. She could be gone for at least. Typically probably like 2 months, because Bayley gonna come talk her smack or whatever. And but then again, I don't know. I don't know nobody else that can actually challenge like have a competitive match because you're not gonna have Naomi come fight her. So. I don't think they're gonna have Sasha out that long. Maybe Sasha come back. Or they may have a match at Clash of Champions. Sasha may be out 2 weeks and be like, hey, yo, like I want revenge and blah blah blah. So yeah, we may see it at Clash of Champions. Clash of Champions, what, 3 weeks away?
All right, hold on a second, because Anthony's posting some good stuff real quick. I gotta get to this. All right, okay, all right, sorry. Hold on a second, and I got you. All right. He says, did you guys? Okay, so back to what Ant said real quick. Do you guys see how they're splitting New Day? Big E is doing a singles thing. Xavier Woods still on the shelf. Kofi Kingston's not too. Yeah. So I don't think they're going to split because Big E he made a comment saying that they're not going to split. He said they're still together, and he mentioned that that Big E, I'm sorry, that Xavier Woods will be returning to TV soon. So that's what he said. So,
he said it on SmackDown, and Woods was actually on Talking Smack Saturday morning. So they're introducing him back, like slowly bringing him back into the fold. So yeah, like you said, I don't see them, breaking him up either.
Yeah, so they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it slow, and I like how they build it on Big E because they're making it slow. They're building Big E slowly, like they're doing it slow. They're not, they're putting him in heavyweight title opportunity positions, but they're not just throwing him in there real quick. They're just still building his singles push. So because I think what they're legitimately trying to do is give him a real run with the title when the opportunity is right. We're tired of this Sasha Banks versus Bayley. They have to do a match that we haven't seen the women do before, just like the first women's Hell in the Cell.
But I mean, there's, what they're gonna have a women's casket match or an Inferno match. I mean, they've done everything. We've seen a women's ladder match, like Anthony said. We've seen a women's Hell in the Cell. So I mean, there's not really matches that the men has done that the women haven't done outside of probably a cinematic match. As far as like the Buried Alive match, and then the Jeff Hardy Sheamus kind of match. But other than that, I mean, the women's revolution has changed. So we've seen every kind of match that a man's done that women do. So
yeah, well he did. Well, this is have we ever seen a ladder match?
What I mean, we've seen a Money in the Bank. Does that count?
It is a ladder match.
Yeah. So
I mean, technically yes, it is a ladder match, but it's not. Like it doesn't go in a singles competitors category. Like this is multiple people fighting for one object versus two people. But absolutely, Anthony, that's true. To have that feud start to for them to create creative match has never been done by women. That's a great idea, actually. That actually have them in a ladder match, that'll be dope. Ethan Wick says they should do Halloween Havoc. They should do Halloween Havoc. That's very random, even, but yes, I think they should do Halloween Havoc. I totally agree with you. That would be dope, baby. Anthony Giles says, I think Royal Rumble she would return. See, that's the comment I wanted to get to that Anthony posted. That's perfect because so we're in September, right? She just got injured. This is the 7th, so that happened like last week. So Royal Rumble is in November.
January.
It's January. It's January.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So and now that's what I was thinking. Like, I gotta hold off until Royal Rumble to try to make the build for Mania, but who's Bayley gonna fight? And I mean, I know they talked about a draft, so it would kind of ramp up the rosters and stuff. But from September until January, Bayley she's beaten Nikki Cross. She's beaten the Southern Belle Lacey Evans. She's beaten Naomi. You don't want to see her against Dana Brooke. You don't want to see her against Carmella. So legitimately, she's beaten Tamina. So legitimately, who would she actually compete with from now until January? So that's my theory behind it. Now, I would love for them to try to build it for Mania, but due to the talent, who would she fight in the meantime?
That's right, because the attention still has to be on that belt and her holding it. Like, we still have to remember her holding the belt, unlike us forgetting the fact that Otis has the Money in the Bank briefcase for like a month. Like, I was like, yo, what the hell happened to that Money in the Bank briefcase? Like, and then he showed up, but I was like, oh, he still got it? I was like, it's like, come on, man, just have him lose to somebody and then give it up. Anthony Cobb says it would be great for Mania season. No, it would be great. Also, Anthony Cobb says, oh yeah, McIntyre returned and attacked Randy Orton to guys.
I guess you're talking about Raw.
Is he watching Raw right now? Oh yeah, we got to finish this show. Oh yeah, we got to watch this Raw. Yeah, but just to end this off, yeah, I think them holding it out. Yeah, you're right because she's beat everybody. So there needs to, even if they hold her out, they hold Sasha out for Royal Rumble to have her come back and feud with Bayley. Bayley needs something in between those those 4 months, 3 to 4 months, to hold our attention, to keep us interested in the fact that she has the belt and the fact that they have beef. I mean, they've done it before, but to have her fight the same old people over and over again, which goes back to Finn Balor's point. You see the same people fighting each other over again, but there's fresh talent coming in. He's fighting new talent. We need to have something fresh. Like we need to, keep us current into remembering like, oh, Bayley has the belt. Bayley has the belt. Bayley has the belt. Bayley has the belt. Bayley and Sasha have beef. Bayley and Sasha have beef. So I get it. So they probably might not hold out too long. They might even fight at Clash of Champions for the title.
That's what I'm saying. Because, yeah, like I said, there's lack of talent, unfortunately. And Vince have faith in new women, new talent, not just women, just new talent in general. So,
right, because what they could do a flip flop, right? They could have Sasha fight Bayley, beat Bayley for the title, right, and then have Bayley take the title back by cheating somehow, and then have them run the feud, all the way up to Royal Rumble, to where Sasha wins the Women's Royal Rumble, gets an opportunity to fight Bayley, and then finally get the title back. You know what I'm saying? Because they could do a little flip flop. Sasha gets the belt, kind of run it like that. But they need something to keep our attention on that feud, like, because if she just holds out for that long, then it's like, we'll remember and we'll be like, oh, this is great, but it's like the reason why we still remember is because you guys have been active for so long. But yeah, we've been at it for about 1 hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, so we thank you guys for joining us for another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up, share this video with your wrestling buddies and friends so that next time we go live, they can join us and we can talk some more Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I am your host, Saheem the Dream.
With your boy, J Mac Main.
And we will see you guys later. Peace.